Now. All right. And I guess I'll get a message somewhere saying that I'm live. And we do need to wait a little bit because obviously it started to rain. Is that all right? We hold a little bit. Give people time to, you know, swim in. Yeah, that would be. Sounds very echoey. 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 Test, 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 test. It sounds really, really, really echoey. Sounds very echoey. Nobody wants to hear all of that. Sounds very echoey. Test, 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 test. I just turned it down, so hopefully that helps. But I'm gonna move this thing up. Hi, how are you? How are you?
Oh, I said hello. Sorry, I wouldn't realize you was talking to me.
No, we appreciate you braving this challenging weather to get up in here today. Hey, you know what, y'all? While I'm giving everyone a little more time, please feel free to go outside and grab some of that food so that we don't waste it. I don't want it to waste. So if you don't mind, go grab you something. Don't let it go to waste. And if you're listening to me online and you're not here yet, this is the only way to participate in today's session is to be here and or to listen. Uh, let's see, and to listen. How come I can't? I just want all of them. I just want all of my.
I already did that.
There. Oh, okay. So it lets me. Let's see. This is kind of cool. Boop. All right. Let's see how this thing rolls. All right. Oh my God. I saw you in there 3 times. Yeah. Did you have anybody else registered or was it just you?
It was me and most of the people coming with me.
Okay. Gotcha. Come on in. Come on in.
The highway is ain't no moving.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing.
Yeah. White car, she coming from the west side.
I'll do the best I can.
And I just told everybody we're gonna hold it a little bit, try to let people get a little closer.
Okay.
Make sure if you want something, grab something. I don't want to waste any of that food out there. So in the meantime, you can grab a little snack or something.
So they ain't busy. They ain't gonna work though.
Yeah.
Yeah, they ain't gonna work.
We're gonna get this done today.
Man, I'm so excited.
We're gonna get this done today. And I really need to bring a chair in for myself so I can just sit down and talk, answer some questions. That's what I really need. Yes. Yep. Man, y'all blessing me. It's a blessing. I wish I could listen to the kid. Yeah, even have a gentleman who's probably watching now who's going to do videography for us. And he's like, man, I'm stuck in traffic. I get it. All right, while we're waiting, we won't jump into the presentation. We won't necessarily jump right into it because we do want people to get the benefit of going through as much as we can. Let me ask those who are here, who are here, what you want to get out of today's conversation. Anybody? or what you want to get out of today's session?
New way to create something digitally. What am I trying to say here? Just learning a new way to create something digitally. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hey, Janelle. Anybody else? Something you want to?
How to structure things business-wise and how to monetize
Rates? Okay, that's good. That's good. Very specific. What's going on? Okay, that's awesome. Yes. What about you? What would you like to get out of today's session?
Can I be quite honest and transparent? My pastor do this on my calendar, so I am not technically familiar with what is being offered in order to fully answer that question.
Who's your pastor?
Reginald B. Fletcher.
Okay, so I know exactly. What is the business?
So I'm just gonna be quite honest. I don't even know what I signed up for. I was just required to show up.
Okay, all right, that's cool. That's cool. Question, Bishop.
I'm trying to get exposure, learn how to be effective, have impact.
Good.
You don't pass it well, normally I'll tell somebody good, but I'm tired of that. I'll figure it out for myself.
How you doing? Come on in. Come on in. And make sure once you get seated, if you want to grab something, so we don't want to waste the food outside. One of the most important things I want us to try to get out of today is networking. I want everybody to be able to look around the room and be able to know who's in the room and what people are up to, what they're doing, because one of the easiest ways to learn or to grow or to, I don't think I'm saying anything that's revolutionary. I think everybody knows it, but in the space that we're in right now with multimedia, things have gotten so, technology is moving so fast that people don't have a chance to figure out where they are. Where are we with this thing? I think the best thing we can do right now is to start talking to one another. What are you doing? What's working for you? What's not working? We don't do enough of that in this discipline because people are all over the place. You got some folk with phones. You got some folk with DSLRs. You got some folk, still trying to push DVDs in a DVD player because they don't know how to go to video or YouTube or whatever. So you got people all over the place. And so I really want to level set today and try to get us. I'm going to go ahead and get started. Go ahead and get started so we can get as much of this done as possible. See if I can get somebody to bring me a chair. I need to sit still. Oh, okay.
It is the truth. I'm only going to tell you the truth. It is the truth.
I like it. All right, we're good. So you can hang out here and just listen in, and then at some point you just bring all that down and come on
Are you
in.
working in church's meeting ministry or something else?
I'm not working
He said, I'm not working
I
here.
work on my own.
Okay.
Are you currently having church home?
Nothing.
Oh, well, we have to have a conversation.
Definitely.
We will definitely probably.
We got many conversations here today. All right, yeah, I'm getting text messages that people are commenting. God bless them, so we'll let them get here.
Just FYI, on Sherman, it is flooded at the railroad.
Really?
And they are like turning around, like it started to back up. It was bad. But then on 21st Street, which is the way I came, if you're familiar with the street, it kind of dips down and comes back up. It's very flooded. Like if you have a low line car, I would, like when I hit it, I was like, Lord, you are the creator. Because it was above my car. Like if I had got stuck, I would have, like you open the doors, it would have
Come in.
It would have come in. That's how high it is.
Wow.
So just
The whole neighborhood.
yeah, it's like the whole neighborhood out there. So just FYI, if they come in, then probably the struggle is from either one of these directions.
Yeah.
The street is flooded in a certain way.
That's totally fine. We get it. And like I said, if they make it, praise God. If they don't. All right, so let's get going today. As you all have seen through the marketing and all the organic social media that we didn't purchase any ads or anything for this, and a lot of that was because I wanted to keep it as intimate and as small as possible. And to be totally honest, I wanted people who wanted to be here. And I think that we've been able to achieve this today. I am going to go through and share a little bit more about myself, and then once you hear a little bit more about me, then I want to hear more about you all who are here today. And we've already heard from some who have talked about a little bit more about what they wanted to learn. I will say this: this is designed to be a 3-part series this summer. So we've got this class today, but then we also have another schedule to come through on the 18th of July for the second class. And so you're going to see you all have already registered, so we have your information and we'll share that with you. I also want to make this of a benefit to you. So, for instance, someone asked me, are you going to be virtual? And I was like, no, I'm not going to be virtual. The reason why I'm not virtual is because it takes resources to be virtual. I can't do this and do that at the same time. Bishop, pastor, you understand what I'm saying? And anybody that's in a ministry, y'all know how important it is to have people who are capable and more than capable, willing to do what it takes to help the ministry thrive, especially when you're in the online space. It takes people. And so what I told that person is, no, we're not virtual. We're not doing hybrid because I'm going to have to charge in order to cover the resources that's going to take to do that. What I want you all to know is that any sessions moving forward, you will never pay for, okay? Because I honor your commitment, no matter how you got it, whether you committed or somebody committed you for you, that ain't the point. The point to me is that you all took a risk from this little old boy who's been doing this for about 40 years to come listen to me chit-chat about how important this industry is to all the things that you all are doing with multimedia. Let me just get into that. Are there any questions? And I'll keep saying that. If there's any questions, I'll stop and answer anything. Okay. And I also will say, let's see if this works. I will also say that there are some of you all in here. Well, let me say this. You all are at Martin University. And at Martin University, our classrooms are not about, even though it's structured for me to be here and y'all to be there, as if I'm like, pouring everything I know into you, which in some instances maybe it's like that. But we follow a methodology called andragogy. The teaching method in most schools is called pedagogy, where a teacher pours into the students. So the teacher knows everything and pours into students that don't, right? With regard to andragogy, the idea is that everyone has value in the room. Everyone has perspective, and everyone has the ability to provide input and value to the conversation. So I don't want anyone to feel like, Pastor G is the only one in here got something to say about this, or what he say is law. You may have experienced something. You may have found something, or you may be doing something that can add value to the conversation. And I want you to know we're open to you sharing that information. I don't know everything, especially with technology moving the way it moves. And there's a million apps out there that can do a million things. Everybody can't know everything. So there was a time when, okay, everything was fairly simple, and okay, this is just how you have to do it. Today, there's several ways of getting it done, okay? And so I do want you all to recognize andragogy in this room. So if you have a thought, a perspective, an experience that adds value, raise your hand. Is that all right? Can we do that? I am a preacher. You can't say amen. All right. All right. Matter of fact, y'all give me energy when you do. So are we clear? This is a us thing. It's just me kind of decide to kind of pull it together. This is about us sharing with one another. As you can see from the screen, I'm not going to insult your intelligence like you can't read. I'm just going to hit some highlights. Some of y'all who may or may not know me at all, my name is John Gurton. Most people in the city know me as Pastor G. And the reason why I go with Pastor G is because there were 4 Reverend Gurtons. And if you don't know, you ain't got to know all of that, but just know that it gets complicated. When you say, oh, I went to a workshop with Reverend Gurton, somebody's going to say, which one? Right? Because you got Melvin Gurton and John Gurton Sr., who is my dad, Brenda Gurton, and then me. And so I went with Pastor G because I simplified it for people. If you say Pastor G, people typically knew, oh, that's the crazy guy who used to be home 30 of them, okay, sleeping in the tent. So yeah, that's me. Now, I am what I consider a serial solopreneur. Some of y'all are in here today and you're like, hey man, I came here so I can learn how to make some money. I came here so I can build my business, so I can go off and do great things and make $1 billion and all that. And that's great. That's what we call entrepreneurship. All right, and we can talk about that because I have built businesses. I've built successful businesses in media. But my gift is in solopreneurship, and that's where and I may have to look it up because I want y'all to write down one particular methodology in terms of business where there's the tactical level of business, which is there's the functional level of business at the bottom, the tactical level in the middle, and the strategic level at the top, right? A solopreneur is capable of doing all 3. I can do the functional. You ask me to go dig a hole, I can dig a hole. I can do the tactical. If you ask me to plan the logistics of building the hole, I can plan the logistics. And then there's also, the top level, which is the more strategic, which is this the best time to dig a hole? You know what I'm saying? Is this the best season to dig a hole? Maybe we should wait before we dig the hole. Is this making sense? And so there's some people that do all 3. That's a solopreneur. You're in the business, not just on the business, right? And then there's entrepreneurs who are working themselves out of the business so that the business operates without them. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was gonna say, maybe the three words you said again.
Tactical. I'm sorry. And that's why I wish I could draw it. The functional is at the bottom. I'm an old dude, so y'all got to help me out. The functional is at the bottom. The tactical, which is more logistical, like trying to plan it, that kind of thing. And then there's strategic, is at the top. Okay?
Like a pyramid.
It is a pyramid. It is definitely a pyramid. If you look it up, you'll find a pyramid. And if I could draw it, I would. But my deal is I'm a serial solopreneur. So I have the ability to do, God has gifted me to be able to do all 3. That ain't always a good thing. But, well, let me say this. Part of the reason why it's not a good thing is as a solopreneur, if you're not there, the business don't work. Right? With entrepreneurship, when you are not there, the business still goes on. And that's okay. Ain't nobody mad. Okay? But I have decided that I want to be a solopreneur and not an entrepreneur. Nothing against entrepreneurs and nothing to prop up solopreneurship, but that's one of the reasons why I wanted to have a session today to talk about where are you really? Like, what do you really, really want to do? Like, where do you really want to be? And you talked about it earlier today about the planning, how to set up and whatnot. There's a lot of thinking that takes place before you that should take place before you get going, because you end up like me. You end up building something that you didn't want, and it becomes a burden and not a blessing. And that's not what you want in this piece. How y'all doing? Come on in. I also consider myself an urban servant leader. Urban servant leadership for me is an important concept because There is a concept called servant leadership, and I'm not mad at Greenleaf and servant leadership, but it looks different when you do that work in an urban context, right? Servant leadership is cool, and ain't nobody mad, but when you got people spitting in your face while you're trying to feed them, your tank gets empty real quick. And so it takes a lot to be an urban servant leader. And I understand that as an urban servant leader, I've probably got some urban servant leaders in the room today who God has called you to sacrifice and go into our community to be a blessing to people of color that look like you. And while you're serving them, they're also spitting on you at the same time. Urban servant leaders. I consider myself a virtual community pastor. You'll see a little bit more about that later down in here, and I'll stop there. I am from Indianapolis. I have spent time in other cities, but I am from here. Currently here at Martin University, I am the Executive Vice President and Chief of Staff here at Martin University. I'm also a graduate of Martin University. I got my master's in Urban Ministry Studies at Martin University, and I have my undergraduate in Communications from Ball State University in the early 90s. And I have advanced studies at some other places.
You're a friend too, right?
I am. I'm a member of Phi Beta Sigma. Praise the Lord. I see you. I see my frat brother here.
No, I ain't one of y'all. My deacon there.
You put it out there. Let's see. I have worked at Tennessee State. Actually, probably what I do need to mention is that I have taught. Is it over here? It's in here somewhere. I've taught journalism and communications since 2002. So I started teaching multimedia at ITT Tech in 2002, and then I also was an adjunct instructor at Tennessee State teaching broadcast journalism at TSU. I then went on to be the manager of the TV studio that Tennessee State University built, became a professor there, and then went into administration as the director of creative media services back in, I think, 2007, something like that. We did work at the Siegenthaler Center at Vanderbilt, came to Indianapolis to teach a joint curriculum of journalism and communication at Ball State University, came to Indianapolis, and did some other stuff, and then landed at Martin University. I think we'll stop there. Some of y'all may know me as the former lead pastor of the historic Christ Missionary Baptist Church on the west side of Indianapolis. So I have been a lead pastor. I've been associate pastor at the Mount Zion Church in Nashville, Tennessee, at the Temple Church in Nashville, Tennessee, and the Victory Church. I was executive pastor at the Victory Church in Nashville, Tennessee. And so we'll stop there. All right, so now y'all know a little bit more about us. This teaching thing is not something that's new to me. Media is not something new to me. I didn't talk about, I started in media at Indiana Black Expo in 1984. They used to have a program called a Youth Telecommunications Workshop of IBE, and that's where I sucked my teeth into media. Right down the street at American Cablevision back then, but that's where we used to go to learn how to use cameras and all that. I've had music videos on national television. I've had awards from Australia, from the Pan American Games. Just millions of things. I could wallpaper these walls with all the graphic design work that we've done for people over the years, and videos and all that good stuff. And so, let me say this: I love what I do. But part of the reason why I love what I do is because I know without a doubt that what I do is a gift from God. Can I say that?
Amen.
Am I talking to some right people in here?
Amen.
All right. Now, I'm not saying that if you're in here and you don't love what you're doing, that you're a bad person. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that you have someone standing in front of you who could talk about this 6 months straight and never stop, because I love it so much. Okay? Creativity, for me, in various forms, is my exhale. If I'm not being creative, I suffocate. Now, I'm not saying that if it ain't your exhale, I'm not saying if it ain't your exhale, you're a bad person. I'm just telling you who y'all are talking to, who's in front of you right now. Is this making sense? Okay?
You see the reason why I'm here?
I do. I do.
I already told on you, Pastor.
But I already knew. So I was like, what? I saw it when it came in. Like, I see what's happening. So I just want y'all to understand who's in front of you. I am serious about this media thing, multimedia thing. Part of the reason why we're doing this today is because of my seriousness. I started to see some things in the multimedia landscape that was worrying me. Okay? You have a lot of people, because the tools are so simple now. This is 4K. This is ridiculous. Okay? Because I go back to 1984. What we used to do in 1984, y'all, it was ridiculous. 1-inch VTR, umbilical cord, to a 3-chip camera, and a tripod, the side, you know what I'm saying? It was ridiculous what we used to have to do. But the challenge today is that because the technology is ubiquitous, it's what we call commoditized. You can go to Walmart and you in business. What that has done is that that's brought the level of creativity down to a level where people are no longer aspiring to be professional. Because they're on TikTok and they're getting billions of views on TikTok. But the shot is like this, right? Lighting is horrible. Sound is crazy. Is this making sense? And so one of the reasons I want to bring people together is because some of you all are on teams and you're frustrated because you're going, this ain't it. We can do better, right? We can do better than this. But it starts, doing better doesn't start with the technology anymore, right? If you can get the technology, that's the easy part. Doing better is not the software. That's what people think. Doing better is you gotta have Adobe. Doing better is you gotta have a high-powered computer. Doing better is you gotta have a fast internet connection. No, that's not where better starts. Better starts with the basics. And the basics for us start with this right here. If you value the basics, are y'all with me? If you value the basics, the rest of that stuff will come. You don't have to have this. Watch this. You can take. You can give. I can give a $25,000 camera to somebody, and if they don't follow the basics, they can make a $25,000 camera look like it's worth $250 because they don't know the basics. You got it? She said, don't know what you're doing. But if you know the basics, I can take a $250 camera and I can put it in the right hands, and they can make that $250 camera look like it was worth $25,000. Well, it starts with the basics. Okay? Now, I want to go around the room and I want to hear a little bit more about who y'all are, who you represent, and a little bit more about what you came for. Some of you have already told us. But can I start over here? Yes. Tell us a little bit about who you are, who you're with. See, she's setting the bar, aren't she?
Hi everybody, I am Peyton Norman. I am from Tennessee State University.
Okay.
I'm a junior in mass communications and majoring in TV and production. Kind of just came here to kind of take it back a little to the basics because I've been learning since in high school, but trying to take my film to the next level in my next school year. So, yeah,
All right.
getting going.
And so she don't even know that some of the stuff that they're doing at TSU is stuff that I did way back in the day. Yeah, the studio, all that stuff, the editing bays in there, them computers in the editing bays. The computer department didn't want to give us Macintosh computers, like Joe Ritchie, and and all that stuff. All that was like there was nothing in there, and they wouldn't give us Macs because they were all in the PCs. I mean, I don't want to get into that debate. But Nashville is a place with a lot of documentary film, a lot of that, and so we needed Macs, and they wouldn't give them to us. And now you got them. I brought mine from home so the students could use them. And computer services said, you know what? If you're gonna do that, we're gonna give them to you. And then they started giving us Macintosh computers. So anyway, welcome. Yes.
I'm Latricia Norman.
I ain't standing up.
I'm Peyton's mom. I'm here to kind of support her in her journey and learn on my own, so I can be there to help her in different ways. So
Cool.
that's what I'm here to learn.
Cool.
The basics.
That's a diamond.
Right there.
That's a diamond. She willing to learn with you, girl.
That's great. That's great. And I'm gonna also say this, like you have no idea, like watching right now, or some of the students who graduated from TSU, you got some folk now that was in classes with us who are now general manager, president of TV stations and whatnot. So you like really hooked up. You are really hooked up. Okay. So nevertheless, yes, sir.
Frank Stone, photographer, 2 years in on my own business and just kind of do freelance. But I do affiliate with the church, Trinity Baptist, and so we're kind of budding on our multimedia. So I want to come learn as much as I can.
All right, photography, right?
Yes.
All right, wonderful. Yes, sir. I know you've already spoken once, but just go ahead and speak up again.
Alright, my name is, my full name, I can just call me Caleb for short, that's my Caleb for short. My full name is King Caleb the Key. I'm a content creator under the art form of writing. I make videos about life and my experiences. I make music as well. I sing, rap, play the keys, the piano. That's why I do for sure. But yeah, it's just I make YouTube videos, TikToks. Really, it's just I just love writing for real. What I came here for, like I said earlier, was just to learn something new about digital, something I didn't know. If it's something that I did, it's a whole new experience for me. So that's just why I'm out here today.
Are you in school?
No, I'm not in school. I'm just working.
Okay. All right. Cool. Cool. Yes, sir. Right here. Down
You turn around, I'm talking about you.
Oh man.
Come on.
Hello, everybody. My name is Andrea Christopher. I am born and raised here in Indianapolis. I have an ABL company here, one of maybe 3 or 4 minority-owned ABL companies in the city. I do production, I do lighting, video, and pretty heavy in it. Worked with him recently on an event, and we'll be working much more times. Great man here. I decided to come to this class because he's offered it. I'm just supporting him, and whether or not I know anything or not, I just want to be able to come and network, see brand new faces, and see some OGs around here, and be able to say hello, and even if I don't know anything, I'm still gonna be here. Teach a old dog no tricks.
He's being modest in terms of what he does, brothers. I mean, one of the things you might find in this presentation is this ethos of over delivering. In terms of what you bring. When you bring value to a client or to a product or to whatever. This brother here, whenever I see the work that he doesn't just give you this. He gives you his best all the time. The spirit of excellence on the spirit of excellence guy is like in another place. And that's why I wanted to work with him. I'm like, bro, we need to work together because I know that's what I do. I want to take it up a notch every single time. I want to do better, and that's what he does. He's amazing, and I'm glad you're here because I believe you will add value to the class.
Appreciate it.
Pastor.
Pastor Reginald Fletcher, Pastor Livermore Church, just up the street, and so I'm here just to find out. I have my sound team here. I asked them to come, and I believe in not just leading by delegation, but leading by participation.
Well, thank you, sir. I've always been a supporter, and I just love walking to your church and seeing PTZ campus. You have no idea. See, some of y'all missed that, but that's a big deal. I'm like, okay, so y'all figured it out. All right. So I appreciate that. Yes, ma'am.
Hi everyone, my name is Naomi Finland. I'm from the Baptist Church, I think that was Indiana. By the way, that's my uncle and my godfather. So they know me ever since I was like born. I was like a baby and
Very much so.
stuff. I'm just here to it's very new to me, so I'm just here to learn and find out new things.
Thank you. Yes.
Hi everyone, I'm Shakira Straightmore. I've been doing finesse digital marketing for like maybe 2.5 years now, still learning. That's why I'm here to grow in everything multimedia, and I attend Latin Grove Christian Church.
All right. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, my name is Tanya, and I always like to create content, so I'm kind of like you, going back to the Time Warner days, public access, all that kind of stuff. So I kind of went from public access to least access on cable, and then from cable to YouTube, and I've always produced like interview shows because I wanted to, like I said, entertain and educate. So I keep stopping and starting. So now I'm in my starting back up phase. So I just want to get caught up to date with what's going on now.
Yeah.
Some other things how to make my shows better.
I appreciate what you said, stopping and starting. Technology can paralyze you because it can change. You know, I have no idea. Going from 4x3 to 16x9. Oh my God. Going from tape base, right? Going from tape base to P2s. It was paralyzing. Going from platters to solid state, right? SD cards. Going from optical to digital, right? Oh my God, it was strange for so long because people was like, I can see the difference. I can see the difference between that digital and that. I don't want that because I can see the difference. It can be paralyzing. And so having a willingness, however long it takes you, to get back on that horse, only happens when there's something on the inside of you that just says, you can't give up. You got to get back in the game. And literally, you have to unlearn all this stuff that you used to know about 3/4 inch and mini DB and DVC Pro and relearn SD Class 10. You got to be willing to do that because the technology moves so fast. I don't know how many of y'all been looking at some of these apps and you see a little AI thing. And you're like, what is that? You know, at some point you got to figure that out, right? Because it's not going to go anywhere. Yes, ma'am.
So my name is Jessica. Y'all already know. I'm here because my pastor put it on my calendar. No, so I literally am probably, so you were talking about your triangle here. So I am stuck between the strategic and the tactical on an everyday basis. So I work for IU Health, clinical informatics, and so I am probably what you consider the handyman of the clinical, strategic, all that kind of stuff. To break it down on probably a pure layman's term, I teach providers what to do. Every day I walk into an office at IU Health, I'm the person that talks to a provider how to use the system. And I continuously do that, so then I have to go in. We have a code upgrade coming, and so that's what I do. Luckily, when it comes out on Monday, I'm on PTO, so everybody might come in for themselves.
Oh my.
Right. Then I come in and I freelance, right, for my sound booth team and get on my pastor's nerves. And Caleb, this is what I was talking about. You would enjoy it. So, listen, we bring him into the conversation. But no, seriously, I honestly find growth and value in strategic and tactical. Like, my gift is organization. I'm probably the person that can last minute plan on everything, but I do my best work at the last minute. So, I'm not the greatest at everything. I love ChatGPT.
Okay.
Let's talk about it.
Okay. We can. Hey, we can.
No, I'm just saying, but it's like I literally rewrote my resume on ChatGPT and applied and got more pings, then you would honestly, like, it was serious. I was like, okay, I'm sold. So chat, it's just, you have to use the algorithm.
You have the right prompts.
You have to give it the right prompts in order to give you what you need. So, and I'm like currently like learning to tweak that as I go, so.
And okay, so I'm telling you now, I don't care what you're doing, you need a logistics person like that to really grow. And can I say something real quick? Just throw this aside. There's probably some visionaries in here that you see something with regards to this multi. You see something, and here's the deal. It's difficult to vision and manage the vision at the same time. And oftentimes, depending on the ground that you've been planted in, you might not be in fertile ground. In other words, you got a vision, but the support to help you bring it to fruition may not be there. I'm just saying. That's blessed, man. Be blessed. When she said get on nerve, that's what you want. You want somebody like that. When you don't have that, that's a blessing right there. That's a blessing to have that. Yes, sir.
I am Wendell Stewart, native of Indianapolis as well. IU grad in telecommunications and business. I was a serial network marketer for a while. I loved it. And I loved it. As far as I know, I was part of the group that actually made money with it. So I have nothing bad to say about the ones that they do say bad things about. Made money and helped a lot of people. Actually, I would say all the money that I've always made was able to help a lot of people. So, part of the thing growing up without money is I had to learn how to make it soon. And part of the thing of learning myself was that I could make it do it anything. So why not do it helping people and doing something I love what I do. Absolutely love what I do. Currently, I am a mortgage loan officer and a CRA rep for Union Savings Bank. So CRA is Community Reinvestment Act. All the banks have to hire me or a team like mine to help them direct federal funding and put money back into the communities that they spent a very long time ripping off. So, so I'm part of a team that comes in and argue with them about wanting them to give more money than they want to give.
Reverend Fletcher, he gonna get your number.
He don't have to. I'm also part of Reverend Fletcher's media team. So I'm also media.
Now I know. Now I know.
So you ever go there, all you gotta do is look to the back and you'll see Jessica getting on my nerves too. But
I have to keep order.
yes, I am not an organizational person by any means. Organization is not my strong suit. Professionally and personally, I'm the one to bring in when the organized part does not go right. I'm better in the clutch. I'm better during crisis. I'm better at just sitting down, figuring out and blocking out everything that's distracting, even in the midst of it. It's a talent that I learned that a lot of people don't have, so I'd rather just embrace my talents than worry about the gifts that I do not have, which is organizing it up front. Most places that recruit me hire me an assistant because I tell them up front in the recruitment process, and I ain't gonna be the best at keeping my own schedule. So I just go in and basically just be honest about who I am and what I am, and if they want me, which hasn't been a problem thus far. They bring me in, they bring in what I need to support me. Instead of trying to get me to do things that I tell them up front, I'm just not good at.
Everybody didn't have a refrigerator parry. So you know what that means? You didn't bring him out. When you was on the 20-yard line and going this way, you didn't bring him out. You waited until you got right up on the goal line, and
he handles the business from there.
Yeah.
And he would push you in. So yeah, everybody don't have one, and everybody, you got to use your gifts and your talented people where we always say it's not just enough to have the people on the bus. The people have to be in the right seats on the bus. That's what I use.
And I'm a role player. As far as your three go, I've played every single role with precision when needed. I'm okay with being a leader and just as good as being a follower. I'm not okay with the goal not being accomplished. So my whole point is, you bring me in, know that the goal is more important than your feelings and anything else involved.
All right. I love it. If y'all like it, I love it. I love it. All right, yes, ma'am.
My name is Shanika Denise Renee. I go by Shay. I am the owner, organizer I'm the director, I'm everything of DC Photography. This man put a camera in my hand in 1990 and I just never put it one down. So, I went to school for communications and broadcasting. I wasn't able to get into the broadcasting that I wanted to get into, which was TV, and that was okay. I took a different route and started my own business. And I've been doing pretty well ever since. But I have a lot to give thanks to this man.
Bless you. Bless you. All right, right here.
Hi, everybody. I'm Faith McKinney, and thank you, Pastor G, for having this. I've been in front of the camera, never behind the camera, but I think I know I need skills. I need to learn how to add value to what I do in front. I did interviews. I did I produced a TV show on Channel 40 for 4 years, and did celebrity interviews around town. But it's really important for me to add value, and so that's why I'm here. I need to learn skills. I need to learn the skills: photography, video, editing, all of those things. I need to be able to do myself because there's no money in the interviewing. The money is where you can produce a product. So I love being in front of the camera, but I need to know how to work behind the camera too.
That's awesome. And she's an author too.
Yeah, I even wrote a book on networking called Schmingling, the Art of Being Well Connected Through Blatant Self-Promotion. And then I learned about this thing called asset framing. And it's when journalists talk about a subject or a person, let's say. So you're talking about a person like Oprah. Just think when Oprah talked about somebody she talked about how they were, a child, they loved baseball, they had loved sitting on the grandparents' lap and listening to the stories and made it real flowery and lovely. But when they talk about people in our neighborhoods, they would say, well, they came from a bad neighborhood, they came from a broken home. And so asset framing is talking about the assets. They're building that person up with assets. And when they talk about people in my community, we talk about deficit framing. So I wrote a book about how to create asset framed interviews so that anybody who wants to be able to do that, to do interviews, understands the difference between asset and deficit framing.
She's amazing. That's Faith McKinney, y'all.
Thank you.
In the house. All right, Pastor. Come here.
Pastor David Day from Love Fellowship Ministries. We're off of 59th and Guyan on the west side of town. I'm actually subleasing the building at Progressive Missionary Baptist Church. I came in here with an open mind and found out that networking is very important. I'm kind of like a one-man show. My goal is to be like Reverend Pastor Fletcher. And I came in here to be a sponge, just to, I don't know what God is going to do. I trust this guy. Pastor G is what I call him, you know what I mean? I really trust him. I'm benefiting right now. I'm just being in his place. So I don't know who God is going to send, who I'm going to gel up with, I'm going to be with, but I'm on this journey, and I'm kind of looking. Our ministry, our motto is kind of, we're the perfect place for imperfect people. We really specialize in reentry and bringing families together, helping people find jobs, getting on food stamps if you need it, and all that other stuff, and creating the path forward. So we have a lot of people that we went and got from the work release and kind of got them in, kind of loved on them, and I have a job with Goodwill, so we can find employment for anybody. We do housing with INHP and other places, really help people. So that's pretty much what we do. Yeah.
We only have to go all the way back.
Yeah.
That's
what we're doing.
He's an inspiration more than y'all know. So I'm gonna hit something on this that hopefully we'll get and that is making sure that there's more to us than what people are saying right here. There's a lot, there's some deepness up in this room that I think could be a blessing to each other. We're just using multimedia as a tool to unlock that door. Yes, sir.
Good afternoon. My name is Corey Jones. I am a teacher by trade. I teach 6th grade ELA. Undergrad is in entrepreneurship, reporting technology, and video production. It was a planned program, didn't really exist. Created my major based upon what I was interested in, which was like music, videography, ordained minister, executive pastor of New Covenant Church, master's in Christian leadership, master's in divinity. But really, I'm a creative. Like, it resonated with me. Like, I love creating stuff, do like social evangelism. And I think what I really want to get out of this, I birthed a business out of COVID, and it was basically just, I kind of grew up with social media, and so I would take the hassle out of creating graphics and posting online for small businesses and organizations. So right now I run like a couple different churches, like websites, say, hey, what you preaching about on Sunday, get them a graphic, get it on Facebook, update it on their website. And so what also resonated with me, what you said is, being strategic, the strategy as far as with your business, being a creative, wanting to create other stuff, not having the time, trying to duplicate yourself. So I'm just excited about learning and fellowshipping with you guys. And Pastor G doing his thing. All those transitions you talked about in technology, you really have to love technology. I love technology. I love drones. I do drone photography. I do a lot of things, and I just like serving people with one of my gifts. So.
That's amazing. How do y'all feel? Everybody feel like you kind of know what's in the room? Okay. This is the only thing I really wanted off of this, all of this, is the post-workshop support. I want to make sure that we all stay connected. I don't know who's going to be the one that's going to help that happen, because I'm not good at that part. I'm not good at that part. I'm not good at sending emails to everybody, but Faith is. So, right? But we're going to find a way to make sure that we stay connected, because you're going to see more work come out of people that's in this room doing things. I'll talk a little bit about the project that we worked on, which was the Stewart Speaker Series. So I work here at Martin University, but I also own a company as well. Again, it's a solopreneurship. So basically what I do is that I hire contractors as I need them, right, to do the projects. But my goal is to continually go and get bigger and bigger and bigger projects, which require what? Bigger and bigger and bigger team. I don't know about y'all, but I went to see Inside Out 2? I went to see Inside Out 2, and my family knows. When the lights come up, just stay there, just sit there. Just sit, don't get up, don't move. Because Dad is going to read all the credit.
Yes, me too.
I do. I understand. I sit there and I read all the credit. You know what I'm doing when I'm doing that? I'm learning the new titles of the different people that are doing, they got new stuff that they're doing now. They wasn't doing 5 years ago. So yes, I sit there and I read. And the bigger the movie, what?
More people.
The bigger the team. Right? And so what do I want to do? I want to do big things. And so we were doing a big thing. We were doing an event at Lucas Oil Stadium. How many of y'all have done projects at Lucas Oil Stadium? One. Anybody else? Okay. Y'all feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Now what I want to see is that the next time we do a job at Lucas Oil Stadium, she needs to be in the room. Are y'all hear what I'm saying? He needs to be on the floor. Are you hear what I'm saying? What were we doing? We had green room. I mean, we had things come up in the middle of the thing that we needed people for, right? I'm on the 6th floor in front of 100 screens, calling the shots. Okay, I'm calling the shots. I got a timekeeper. I got somebody on headsets talking to the DJ. I got somebody standing next to the DJ. I got my daughter getting people up and off the stage on time. I got, tell them what you were doing.
So,
Well, maybe tell them what I brought you to do. And then talk about what you were doing.
so I was in part of the stage production, who was on the stage, how long they were on the stage, what time frame, key, DJ key, her to pull people up to the stage, talent, what time talent management, it just changed. Who started off? There were awardees.
Yeah.
And I had to make sure that all the awardees were to go where they needed to go, when they needed to go.
How?
Yep. Deion Sanders, his wife, she didn't have a seat. She didn't end up having a seat, so I had to push people down. Y'all need to slide down. I'm sorry, but y'all need to slide on down. And that's not your salad. That's gonna be her salad. You know,
For real, y'all.
Yeah,
For real.
So it was definitely, from what we discussed versus what happened on the floor, was night and day. It was an absolute. We managed that though.
Oh yeah.
We slayed that.
We slayed it.
We slayed that.
We slayed it.
Yeah.
People would not have known. Well, here's the thing. The goal of any production is that nobody knows. Right? Nobody knows what's really going on in the backside. Now, to give you an example, here's one thing that was going on that nobody knew. And that was that the manager, who wasn't there, by the way, he was talking on the phone to somebody who, I don't know who that person was, but it was just somebody that was with Deion Sanders, and the manager was talking through them to me up on the 6th floor, trying to get me to tell them when, what time thing was going to happen, which I couldn't, right? First of all, I'm dealing with 100 screens. I'm calling up videos, calling up cameras, calling up VTRs, calling up lower thirds. I'm calling this stuff up. I don't have time to deal with that. And then you also were dealing with, and this is important, this is a thing, y'all can write this down, called blocking. Blocking is a blessing. Every production needs to do blocking. And all blocking is, you do that at the church. When you have a service at the church, you want people to know where they're going to come from, and when they get done, where they're going to go. All right? It's like theater, theater, they block in the theater, right? Where basically you have to do the walkthrough. You got a dress rehearsal where you kind of going through the motions of it. Well, we did the blocking thing, and people just, Tanika Catching just didn't honor it. So I don't know what you were doing down there, but I'm talking to him from the 6th floor. He's got a camera person with him, and they're trying to guide people. I'm telling y'all.
I'm pointing this way, and she gets up and go that way. We're like this.
And I'm screaming.
I just put the camera out.
And I'm screaming. She's going the wrong way. She's going the wrong way. She's going the wrong way. Nevertheless, here's my point. The only people of color that I saw doing what we were doing was the people that I brought. There was one with Marquise.
Okay.
There was one guy with Marquise. Outside of that, y'all not hearing me.
No, we hear
Nobody, yeah.
I mean, banking, I never ran a bad club.
You feel me?
Yeah.
And I'm saying we need to change that. But we can't change it if you're not exposed, if you are not exposed to other opportunities in the industry. There's people, they even said it. When we were there, they even said it, and I'm all off. But this is important to me, that y'all hear this. They even said the day before when we did the dry run, they said, oh my God, you all are doing so.
Profession.
You don't know me.
I hear that every day.
You feel me? And here's the worst part. They said the NBA All-Star game folk came in. They said, oh my God, y'all are doing so much better than the NBA All-Star. So they'll go out and they'll get a crew from Atlanta. They'll drive that crew to Indianapolis to go into a facility in your hometown to do work that they could have hired you to do. This is why I have an issue. We need to work together and bring young professionals into the mix so you can begin to see all the roles. There's a technical director sitting here, right? There was me, I'm directing. Then 2 rows back, there was a VTR operator. In another room was the audio person. right? There was pulled fiber optic cable. There was somebody just watching what's called comms. Comms are the headset that we was all talking on, right? Marky's AV. I feel some kind of way, but I'm gonna keep that to myself. We can have that conversation at the next thing. But Marky's AV, they had all their people, and we have to have people who know what's called the nomenclature. Pastor, you want to help us out? Y'all know what the nomenclature is? Y'all ready for this? The language of the industry. You got to know the language of the industry. Okay? You must know the language of the industry. If you tell me, social media people, influencers, content creators, if you tell me you want to be a professional, and I ask you what tool you're using to edit video, and you say CapCut, and you stop,
No, we supposed to keep going?
yeah.
Yeah.
If you tell me you want to be a graphic designer, and you say Canva, and you stop,
I mean, I use more than just CapCut and whatever that is. I use Video Boat. I've used Adobe Premiere.
okay, now we started to talk. Yeah. Now you started to talk. You see how the room, y'all like, okay, yeah. Because here's the bottom line. Here's the bottom line. To be a professional, there's nomenclature, there's language, there's words that professionals look for. And those words are things like, oh, Jesus, y'all write this stuff down, all right, because I don't forget. There's things like RGB and CMYK. There's vector and there's bitmap. Are y'all with me? What's CMYK? Cyan, material, yellow, and black. Right? What's the difference between vector and bitmap? Anybody? You ever seen a big logo on the side of the JW Hotel? The big old logo on the side of the JW Hotel? You wonder how that got there? It got there because of vector art. Bitmap is pixels. It's little dots. You take a dot and you try to make it the size of the JW Hotel, it's called, it then becomes distorted, right? Y'all getting it?
Yeah.
So when you say you're a graphic designer, right, I'm not saying that you said that, but if you said that, and then you said, I said, well, how you create your flyers? You say Photoshop. Okay. You do logo, branding? Yeah. What do you use for logos, branding? Canva. I got a problem. Because that logo that you created for that client, when they say, I need it the size of this wall, you can't do it. You feel me? When we say, take that screen graphic that we put on Facebook, and now print it, and the colors are off, that's because we got an RGB CMYK collision. All right? Because one's for video, and the other's for print. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Well, we had a ticker. We did it in the stadium, and something was off. Right? Excuse me. 3 things. Write these down. Number 1. And we're talking about this today. If you want to be a professional, I don't care what it is that you want to do. I don't care if you're in the banking industry. I don't care if you're in IT help. I don't care if you way back in the day at cable. It doesn't matter what. If you want to be a professional, the first thing you got to talk about is mindset. It's mindset. Are y'all with me? Mindset is the first thing. Now, the second one, God bless it. Everybody wants to talk about that, but I'm not talking about this until we get to mindset. But the second one is, are y'all ready? Skill set. Can't get the skills until you first deal with the mind. And the one thing that everybody thought I was going to do was just bring a bunch of equipment. And I didn't. You know why? Because tool set is last. Mindset, skill set, tool set. I can give you all the Udemy videos, all the YouTube videos. I can give you all the Learn It Lives, all the skill shares to teach you what you need to know for free. But if you don't have the right mindset about professionalism is a waste of time. Does this make sense? This is what I'm telling you. If you're here and you don't want to be a professional, you're in the wrong place. Okay? And I'm not saying that this is just about multimedia. It's about how you should live, to be quite frank. You have the right mindset, right? You got to have the mindset about work and all that good stuff. I can give you the most high-powered computer, i9, all the RAM, all that stuff. I can give you all the software you want to have. You don't have the right mind, you're misusing it. But if you start with the right mindset, are y'all with me? If you start with the right mindset, the skills that you're learning start making more sense because you approach them in the proper way. And it is, okay, I'll say it like this. I often said to people, I used to often say to people, the only example I could come up with was we screamed and hollered on the west side of town when they got rid of the bank. The last bank we had was Chase Bank. We got rid of Chase Bank. They took Chase Bank away. All right? Everybody, I don't know, leave the bank. I said in some of those meetings, Pastor Fletcher. I said in some of those meetings. Like, bring the bank back. Whatever, bring us an ATM or something. Bring the bank back. I said, y'all, we having the wrong conversation. Y'all demanding the bank in the community with people, are y'all with me, that don't know how to manage money. You want a bank for what? These people are cash. Yeah, you feel me? I said, what we should be focused on is building people. Because if you twist it and you put a bank in a spot where the people are broken, they'll tear the bank down because they don't know what it's for. But if you build the people can be built to not only manage financial literacy, but they can understand business, entrepreneurship and setting their own business and managing their money and investing their money and all that other kind of good stuff. And eventually they say, you know what? We need a bank. And they can demand what they need because they understand that they need it. All I'm saying is that if you have the right mindset, the mindset will demand the quality. You'll demand the tool. You'll demand the skill. Okay? You gotta have the right mindset. Okay? Now, I will say that I believe that everybody in here right now, if you're here today, I don't really know what I'm doing with this thing. I'm sorry. But the last time I hit it, it changed.
One finger hit.
There it is. All right. See, what do I want to deal with on this? Anybody got any questions? What are they? What's the three? Number one is what?
Mindset.
Number two is what?
Skill set.
Number three is what?
Tool set.
We start with the mindset. That's today. Today is about the mindset. And this is what I see a lot. People want to build media, and let's just talk about media ministries and whatnot. Can we talk about that? Because we got some media ministry folk in here. Right? Can we talk about that? While I'm down with, and I'm not necessarily empire, I get it. Y'all with me? Don't hate. I get it. This is not empire. You're not trying to do that. But what you're really trying to do is you're trying to build a media ministry. You're trying to build something effective that's going to accomplish what you want to accomplish, which is kind of challenging today, only because a lot of it is new and a lot of it is moving fast. A lot of people got thrust into the whole media thing when it was COVID, and some people knew what to do and some people didn't know what to do. And oftentimes you had somebody that was sitting on the pew and was like, okay, I think I'm interested. Maybe I'll try it. They didn't really know what to do. And then you had these companies that was like really coming at churches, having y'all buy stuff. Not y'all, excuse me. Having churches buy stuff that churches didn't really know what to do with it. They didn't have people who understood the nomenclature to talk to those people and say, I don't think that's what we're trying to do, right? And so, y'all can say what you want to say, but I know I'm right about it. I've had some pastors call me, I need you to come to the house. Show me how to use this stuff. I get to the house and I'm like, bro, you need to send all of this stuff back because none of this stuff go together. They just sold you whatever. You showed them how much you had and they found a way for you to spend it, right?
We had this class 2 weeks ago.
Sorry.
I got Canon cameras.
I mean, it's up to, well, yeah, it probably is.
Yeah, I'm hearing what you're saying.
Yeah.
And all that.
Yeah. Nomenclature. You got to know, and I'll say it like this. If you say you are, okay, who's the number one content creator that you follow? Okay, good. Number one content creator you follow.
I say Joey Bad.
Okay.
Badass.
Okay, good.
Life of Reason. Life of Reason.
Life of Reason. Okay. Let's see. Number one photographer you follow. Lily. Okay, great. I'm business processing now. I don't know what the thing is, but who is your person? Who is the person that is doing things on a level where you're like, I'm following that. They're doing it. Does that make sense?
It depends on.
I knew you were going to say that. Just don't go there.
Directors. I was gonna say like this, directors. Like I usually follow one of the directors. Like when they tell me something that they need, it's like, okay, I know I need to follow you because I need to see what your vision is so I can project your vision.
Yeah, and so y'all get the point. Ultimately, whatever it is that you want, whatever it is that you are desiring to do on a professional level, one of the keys is to become a student of that thing. And being a student of that thing means that you are learning, that you are looking and learning from people who are successful in that thing. One of the things that Babyface told me years ago at Expo, he said, if there's something you want to be, surround yourself by people who are doing it, and one day you'll do it too. Right? Or can you confidently say that with regard to media or whatever it is you're trying to do, that you are surrounded by people who are doing what you not what you're doing, but what you want to do, right? What's the saying? I don't know what to say. I can't remember. There's a saying that says, I can tell where you're going by looking at 7 people in your circle. Something like that. Something like that.
You hang around.
Yeah. You get the point. So if you want, like, this is why. I'm like, bro, let's get together. Why? Because I want him to be in my circle. Because I'm looking at what he's doing, from a distance. And I'm going, I need you, bro. Are y'all with me? And the two of y'all content people, y'all need each other. Are you hearing me? And then y'all go out, y'all find out who's killing the game, who's doing it on another level. Watch their videos, listen to their content, read whatever you can read about what they're doing so you can understand what does it take to be a professor, what does it take to be on that level. I mean, make that your thing. Photography, and that may not be it. It may be just a digital space in general, right? You find somebody that's doing that's like really killing the game with regard to what it is that you do. They might open your eyes to some other things you never thought about. I had a student tell me once, Thomas Staples. Thomas Staples, man, he's going off winning awards, working for Cheddar TV out there in New York. He used to come to my house. We had an editing studio in the basement. He would say, Professor Gerber, I need to edit tonight. And so I said, okay. And so I leave the basement door unlocked, and then he would come. He'd wake up in the morning, look outside, his car be there, go downstairs, he's laying on the couch, whatever. And now the dude is just doing major stuff. One day he called me. He said, I had just put something up on Vimeo, and it had gone up on social media. He called me, he said, Professor Gerber, every time I think I've figured you out, you come with something new. He said, I keep trying to catch you, but I can't catch. I said, you'll never catch me. I said, because while you watching me, I'm watching them. And if they move, I move. Are y'all feeling me?
Yeah.
You got to have people that you watching that are doing this thing on the level that you ultimately want to do. Ain't nothing wrong with you seeing something that the quality and the spirit of excellence is like beyond anything you could ever think as a imagine. Something